Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Bradley here, and it's time for the BuffRadio.com entertainment wrap-up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company.
JB's Entertainment Wrap-Up.
Brought to you by BuffBoyBrewing.com. For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you'll surely feel naughty when you swallow their coffee. Shop Buff Boy Brewing's premium collections of coffee and tea at BuffBoyBrewing.com. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough buff. Here's what's making news this May 18th. It was just last year, after she starred in the Naked Gun reboot, that Pamela Anderson was linked to co-star Liam Neeson. Though there were conflicting reports if it was an actual relationship that started during filming and gradually fizzled out, or if it was all a publicity scheme to get people talking about them as a pretend couple and drive interest in the movie. Anderson later said that the two were, quote, romantically involved for a short while, but only after we finished filming. We'll always be in each other's lives, end quote. Now, this again directly contradicts what we'd heard, which was, yes, it was in fact a PR stunt. Either way, has she moved on to another A-lister? There are reports that Anderson is now romantically involved with Tom Cruise. It said that she caught his eye from her appearance in The Last Showgirl. Now, a source said, quote, the movie got people to see Pam in a very different light, including Tom. They've been in touch ever since, end quote. It said that Anderson is ready for a new man in her life after, a few failed marriages. No word about, how much time, if any, they're spending together, but we're going to be watching this one closely, right? Now, there's been a bunch of developments since we talked about Pete Davidson's failed relationship with baby mama Elsie Hewitt, right? We talked about that split earlier this month, and then again last week. Shortly after they welcomed a baby late last year, things got rocky. Now, it seems like they got pregnant just in the first few weeks, if not days, of their relationship last year. And what could possibly go wrong with that, right? Well, apparently, everything. Davidson initially said that he was excited to be a dad, and it sounds like the couple just wasn't meant to be, and there are reports drama is brewing. A source said the two remain committed to parent their daughter, though not as a couple. They'd, quote, like to be friends and do things together, but it's difficult to think about getting to that place right now. Isn't that weird? They can't get to the place now where they want to do things as a couple. Yet making a baby and playing house was no anyway, all right, I'm not gonna, you get what okay. They said that they were already struggling a bit while Elsie was pregnant, and things just happened so quickly between them, and they didn't know each other very well. That's a quote, by the way. Didn't need an anonymous source to tell you that one, though. Nevertheless, the source added of Hewitt, she's not fighting Pete on seeing the baby, but it's not smooth sailing, end quote. It said that Davidson does, quote, want to be with the woman he has a child with. It's not totally out of the question. But we've heard that Davidson was desperately trying to unload his $2 million New York home before his short-term relationship fell apart. In fact, he dropped the price from almost $2.5 million to $2.1 million. The house was listed for sale in September, couldn't find a buyer, and later had 2 price cuts to get where it is now. The reason for the sale, some speculate, is that fathering a kid and the subsequent split from his temporary woman could make finances tough for the comedian. But sources close to Davidson are sticking up for him, saying that he's not a deadbeat dad and is being quite the gentleman with his former woman. Quote, Pete has been paying for everything related to Elsie and Scotty, the rent, their living expenses, their health insurance. They may be split, but all he wants is for Elsie to be happy and in a good place. His main priority right now is making sure that Elsie and Scotty are looked after, so it's utterly confusing to everyone who knows them why she would possibly post anything about him not supporting her, end quote, which leads to our next twist, ladies and gentlemen. Hewitt caused concern, outrage even, on social media when she posted that she needs help. She wrote, I'm currently trying to find an assistant / mother's helper / nanny type, basically right-hand person. Apply here if qualified and serious. Only looking at responses with resumes, end quote. She listed an email address to submit applications. That was on Instagram, which she later deleted. Over on TikTok, she posted, I have a baby to take care of. I have to work and make money. I'm doing it on my own, which is hard. Now, another Davidson source chimed in on Hewitt's comments, calling them, quote, utterly false. That's not the reality at all. Truth is, he is actually paying for everything, end quote. That's a check of your celebrity headlines for this Monday, May 18th. I'm back tomorrow right here on the BuffRadio.com entertainment wrap-up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company. Till next time, I'm Jeremy Bradley.
For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our